April 2026, Capcom's finally releasing a game they announced when some of you were in middle school. Blizzard's throwing 2 classes at Diablo and hoping we forgot Vessel of Hatred launch. Bethesda's brings Starfield to PS5, which is either incredibly brave or deeply unhinged. And then there's a game where you play as an octopus, published by Konami. We'll get to that. 10 games, some of them look incredible, some of them look ambitious. On this list is what's actually worth your time. PRAGMATA was announced in 2020. Let that marinate. 2020. We've had an entire pandemic, 3 console generations worth of drama, and a whole presidency since Capcom showed us a trailer and said, coming soon. 6 years of coming soon. April the 17th, it's actually happening. PS5, Xbox, PC, Switch 2. You're an astronaut. There's a girl named Diana who's either a robot or something weirder, and reality's basically having a meltdown. Capcom calls it a sci-fi action adventure with a hacking twist, which tells me absolutely nothing, and honestly, I respect that. They've kept this thing so close to their chest that we still don't fully know what it is. Here's what I do know. Capcom moved the release date forward by a week. Studios don't do that unless they're sitting on something they're proud of. And after the year Capcom just had with RE Requiem, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. This is the most anticipated game of the month and I couldn't even tell you the plot. That's either genius marketing or I'm easily manipulated. Maybe both. House Marquee made Returnal. Returnal was incredible. That's the pitch. That's all you need. Fine, I'll elaborate. SAROS, April the 30th. PS5 exclusive. PS5 Pro Enhanced. You play as Argent on a planet called Carcosa, which if you know your horror references, that name alone should make you nervous. There's an eclipse event that's basically ruining everything and you're fighting through it with what looks like a Returnal's combat DNA injected into a new universe. House Marquee delayed this from March to April for polish. That's the kind of delay I actually like, not we need another year, just give us 5 more weeks to make sure this thing is immaculate. If you own a PS5 and you skip this, I don't know what to tell you. This studio doesn't know how to make a bad game. It's kind of breathtaking. Actually, I need to explain this game with a straight face. An octopus in a factory doing espionage, published by Konami. Konami, the Metal Gear company, the Silent Hill company, published a game about a spy octopus. We live in incredible times. Darwin's Paradox, April the 2nd, PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, PC. You play as Darwin, an octopus using all 8 arms for stealth, platforming and causing problems. It looks like Oxydad had a child with Metal Gear Solid and that child was raised by Pixel. It showed up in State of the Play. The demo was surprisingly solid. If you need something that isn't grimdark depression simulator this month, Darwin's Paradox is your game. Also, it's an octopus. Come on. Big Bad Wolf, the studio that made The Council, is doing a full Lovecraft game. And based on what they've shown, they might actually understand Lovecraft, which is rare. Most Lovecraft games just add tentacles to things and call it cosmic horror. That's not cosmic horror, that's calamari. Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abyss, April the 16th, PS5, Xbox and PC, a narrative investigation horror. You're not running around shotgunning Cthulhu in the face. You're slowly piecing together something you probably shouldn't piece together. And the game is designed to make you feel like your own sanity is questionable. Pre-orders just went live. If you've been burned by bad Lovecraft games before, and who hasn't, approach with cautious optimism, but the pedigree is there and the footage looks actually unsettling all in the right ways. Blizzard said 1 new class per expansion and then immediately said, actually 2. I don't know what changed at the office but someone got a promotion. Lord of Hatred, April the 28th, 2nd expansion, 2 new classes. The Paladin, which is exactly what you think it is. Big holy energy, big shield. Smiting things with the confidence of someone who's never questioned anything in their life. And the Warlock, who went the complete opposite direction and basically made a deal with something you shouldn't make deals with. There's a new region called Kavos, new endgame. Now look, if you bounced off Diablo 4 at launch, I'm not going to pretend one expansion fixes everything, but if you like Vessel of Hatred and want more, this is more, a lot more. 2 classes at once is actually aggressive. Pre-purchasing already gets you early Paladin access, and judging by the timeline, half the internet has been playing it for weeks already. Yeah, we need to talk about this one. April the 7th, Starfield hits PS5 alongside the Free Lanes update, which is Bethesda's attempt at a full redemption arc. Seamless space travel, no more loading screens between planets. The thing everyone asked for at launch that wasn't there, it's now there. Plus, the Terran Armada expansion, which is the second story DLC. Premium edition repriced to $70 with both expansions included. I'm going to be real with you, Starfield's launch was rough. The space travel felt like a PowerPoint presentation with extra steps. The planets were there. A lot of them were just there. But, and this is a big but, if the seamless travel actually works, if landing on a planet feels like landing on a planet and not selecting a planet from a drop-down menu, that changes the entire game. That's not a patch, that's a different game. Whether Bethesda actually pulled it off is the biggest question mark of the month. But the potential is massive, and if you're on PS5 and you're watching Xbox players argue about this game for 2 years, now you get to form your own opinion. Lucky you. This game has no business looking this good. None. Zero business. Mouse PI for hire April the 16th. Every platform. You're Jack Pepper, a mouse detective in a world that looks like someone colorized the 1930s Disney short and then gave everyone guns. It's a full first-person shooter campaign wrapped in the most gorgeous art direction I've seen from an indie in years. Every screenshot looks like a concept art. Every frame looks hand-animated. And the demo actually plays well, which, let's be honest, is not always a guarantee when a game leans this hard into aesthetics. Sometimes pretty games play like a cardboard. This one doesn't. If Cuphead was a first-person shooter with a noir detective story, you're looking at it. My only concern is length. If this thing is 8 hours, classic. If it's 4, pain. Nintendo just casually dropped a sequel to the most unhinged life sim ever made and nobody's talking about it enough. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, April the 16th, Switch. You make Miis of everyone you know, put them on an island and watch the simulation generate stories that no human writer would ever approve. Your dad falls in love with your co-worker. Your cat becomes president. Your best friend starts a rap career and it's somehow good. Nintendo gave this game its own entire direct. Its own direct. That Zelda treatment for a game about Miis having emotional breakdowns. The demo's already out. If you need a palate cleanser between all the dark, violent stuff this month, this is pure, unfiltered chaos disguised as a cute game. Don't sleep on it if you've got a Switch. One developer, one game, made a game that Tarkov players are losing their mind over, and it cost $15. Road to VOSTOK, April the 7th, early access on Steam. Solo dev built this in the Godot engine, not Unity, not Unreal, Godot, and it's a hardcore single player survival FPS set in a post-apocalyptic border zone between Finland and Russia. Think Tarkov's atmosphere and loot management, but with the other players who've been playing for 6,000 hours and can headshot you through a wall. The demo already has a cult following, and if you've ever said, I love Tarkov if it was a single player and didn't make me want to uninstall my entire PC, well, this exists now. $15. Early access pains apply? Obviously. But at that price, if it's even half good, it'd be worth it. This game was announced in 2021. It's been delayed 4 times. 4! At one point, the developers were literally caught in an actual geopolitical crisis. The fact that this exists at all is kind of a miracle. Replaced, April the 14th, Xbox and PC. It's on Game Pass day 1. You play as Reach, an AI shoved into a human body in a retro-futuristic 1980s dystopia that looks like Blade Runner if Blade Runner was a pixel art side-scroller. And the pixel art? I mean, look at it. Every single frame could be a wallpaper. It's almost annoying how good it looks. The demo dropped in February and people went from, is this game even real anymore, to, oh wait, this is actually incredible. 5 years of delays and it actually might deliver. Game Pass Day 1 means you can try it for basically nothing. After everything this studio went through to get here, I'm rooting for them. April 2026, stacked. Pragmata's my number 1, but if SAROS does what Returnal did, we might have a problem. Let me know in the comments which one's getting your money, or which one you think I'm dead wrong about. I can take it. Subscribe and I'll see you next month, or probably when Pragmata gets delayed again. I'm kidding. Probably.